Hi, so today I'm here with Karen.
Hi.
So you were born in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
And wait, both of your parents like live there, or how were they both born there?
Yeah. So actually, my entire family, including like my parents and my younger siblings, were born in Hong Kong, and we moved here when I was 8 years old. So that was back in 1998. It's a long time ago. Oh yeah, just revealed how old I am too. That's amazing.
And what made your parents like move to the States?
Well, I think my parents wanted like better opportunities for us, and yeah, they understood how hard it was in Hong Kong to like be a student there, and my parents also saw that I was I was already creative as a kindergarten preschooler, so I think they knew like in order for me to succeed, we need to go somewhere that allows that to happen.
Yeah, are they creative people as well, or what do they do?
My dad is, I think so.
Yeah.
When I was a little girl, they actually had their own clothing store
called
really? Apple Town.
Oh my gosh, what type of clothes?
It was very 90s because it was back in the 90s. But it was very trendy back in the day, and I remember my dad would like draw his own pictures, and I used to draw a lot as a little girl too.
Yeah.
So I would draw my own sketches and I give it to him, and he would bring it to China and bring back some of the clothes that I made. So I think my love for fashion probably started even at a really young age.
Yeah, so they must have been like supportive of you like throughout, even as like Asian parents.
Yeah, I know.
Like creative stuff.
I think I was really lucky to, I mean, yeah, I was really lucky to have parents that are supportive, but even since day one, they wanted me to be realistic about my creative visions, I guess.
Yeah.
So I promised them, like I told my parents when I quit my job at Yelp right out of college, I was like, I'll give myself 3 months to make it.
Yeah.
And I had like mini goals for myself. Like they weren't like extravagant, but they were still goals that I told them. Like I was like, okay, in 3 months I'm gonna make an X amount of dollars and work with X amount of brands.
Wow.
And I made sure that happened no matter what. Like
yeah, by that time you already had like your YouTube up and going already, and like already like got the ball rolling with everything, and then it's just like a matter of like piecing everything together kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by that time when I told them I was gonna quit work, I've been on YouTube for a year, and I was like probably at 50 or even 40,000 subscribers, but I felt like there was momentum, and I remember sitting in my cubicle at Yelp, and I was like, well, it wasn't a cubicle, but just the general idea, and I was like, wow, I really want to be outside and just like live my life according to how I want to live it, and not be constrained by the hours the office has given me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. I don't care, whatever. Like my mom has always told me, if you don't ask and you don't try, then you don't get.
Yeah, that's so true. What do they do now, your parents?
My parents are actually in Guangxi, Nanning.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have an orphanage there for and also a rehab center for like low-income families with children with cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing great work. Thank you for doing that for us parents.
How do you describe yourself back then, like in high school? Were you like a scene girl?
Oh my god.
I think I read somewhere you were a scene girl.
I had scene hair, and I was into like pop punk.
Yeah. I'm trying to imagine you like pop punk, like really emo looking.
I wasn't super emo looking though, but I did love pop punk. I think I felt emo on the inside because of all those raging, confusing hormones when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
But I like my thing about going to high school was like I just wanted to not be seen by anyone and just get past it, get through it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like I liked being invisible when I was in high school.
How do you think you've changed since like your personality now? Do you think you're like different person, right? Like compared to before? I
think I was less, I embraced my creative side less before. I think ever since I started my YouTube channel, I really grew into who I was meant to be.
Yeah.
When I was in high school though, I feel like I'm still the same like kind of goofy, whatever, like type of person. Not too different, but I was definitely not as secure with who I was. Yeah. Confused teenager years for sure.
Wait, did you go to internet school or everything was in person, right?
Oh, no, actually, I did go on
You did, yeah.
Good job.
Research?
I did. I went on 2 years of internet school while I was in China with my parents when they did the orphanage.
Oh.
They started the orphanage.
So that's a while now. They've done it, like a decade?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a decade, actually. It recently turned into a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Do they do it for themselves, or is it like a religious purpose?
My parents are actually like really devoted Christians.
Oh,
so
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because like my mom's also Christian, so she like does something similar in China.
Yeah. So they're missionaries out there.
Oh, sweet. That's sick. Do you have like the same relationship with like religion, or?
I do, but in a different. I think I interpret it in my own way. Like I believe there's God.
Yeah.
I believe there's a being here that created everything, and there's a purpose in everything we do. And I also believe that we're called. Every single one of us are called to do something. It's just whether or not we answer. But what I don't really subscribe to religious activities, but I do believe.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So in college you studied like international affairs. Was that something that you want to do yourself, or your parents kind of guided you that way?
You know, when I first started college, I wanted to do design.
Oh.
And I remember I had my parents and some other family members tell me like, you know, artistic people don't make money. You should like be practical and go into business. And I went to international relations because I lived in China for 2 of my years in high school, and I was very curious about the world and how it worked.
Yeah.
And also, that was the only major at my school that didn't require me to take calculus. So I was like, I want to do this one because I only need to take statistics and that's it. I hate math. I'm just like not that side of the brain at all. So yeah, my parents told me to do international relations. I wanted to design. Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, like I still graduated as an IR degree, but look at what I'm doing now. It doesn't really matter.
In college, you were like had ADD or something, or how did you like how did that come about?
It's so funny. One of my ex-boyfriends, he also has ADD. Yeah. And he pointed out, like, he's like, you know, Karen, it seems like you have ADD symptoms. Maybe you should go to the doctor just to see if you do. And so I went into the doctor, and usually they make you take like a whole bunch of tests. They call your family history. They do a whole big ordeal, but within one sitting, she was like, okay, yeah, you for sure have ADD. You have like the perfect symptoms. And I was like, okay, well then. Well, maybe that makes so much sense why I never understood things like the first time around when I was in school. I'm always like, what are they saying?
What have you, like, is there anything you do with ADD now? Like after you like know that you have ADD, or is it just kind of something that you live with? I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it helps a lot in this particular industry because media is a form of ADD. People need to be stimulated all the time. So me being bored with my own work is kind of like, it helps me a lot because like, okay, I'm ADD with my own work. Now I need to think of new ideas, new things that inspire me. So I think that's why my channel, I continue to make content that evolves over time because of my ADDness.
Did you have like mentors starting your YouTube, or like people who guided you?
No, not really at the beginning. It was like I was a lost cloud for sure, and I did a lot of research online. But whenever I did go to like conventions like BeautyCon or Generation Beauty or any of these beauty conventions, you see other people that you look up to that's been doing in the industry, and I would maybe catch like 30 seconds to a minute max. I don't have my questions because I was like,
oh my god, that's so cute.
I really wanted to like make my dreams happen, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can ask as much questions as I can and learn as much as I can from these people who's already done it and people that I really look up to. So Claire was one of those people. Claire Marshall, she helped me out. Like she answered a couple questions at the beginning, and then obviously now I have Michelle in my life. She's been such a great help.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, with your YouTube, how do you think it's like progressed since once you first started it, and where do you like see your YouTube kind of?
Oh yeah. Well, when I first started my YouTube, it was because I was an IR major and I needed a creative outlet. I also did business, like I was in a business fraternity.
We studied really similar things.
It was very very rigid for me.
Yeah.
So I went online and I just needed an outlet. So it started out as that, but now I think throughout this entire journey, I found who I am as a creative person. I really embraced who I am, and I guess, I don't know, it's still kind of a work in progress of what I want to do with my channel, but I know for now I want to focus on creating more clean and artistic pieces. Yeah, it's really refining my style. Yeah. Is it difficult being in like the beauty fashion industry, because you've made some videos about like LA or like the people in the industry, like how, I don't know, like is it something that you're like, oh damn, like how do I do this another day if it just keeps happening to me? Is this the right industry? Do you ever get those thoughts? Oh yeah, totally. Like I'm human. I get beaten down, and you know, like there are definitely days where I'm like, man, you know, I wish I can just like disappear, not die, but just like not be on the internet anymore, and I can just do whatever the hell I want and start all over again and come in with a new narrative, I guess, because it does get, like, if I want to start something like my own fashion brand, when I first started 4 years ago with my YouTube channel, I could have totally made mistakes and it was okay because nobody saw it. But now, like, I feel like the pressure is higher because there's so many eyes watching me doing something that I've actually never done before, like maybe making fashion clothes. So there is a lot of pressure in that. And also, I feel like when I first, regarding your question about LA moving here and being in the fashion industry and beauty industry, I think I was just really naive about everything. I started off my channel inside my own apartment. I had nobody around me, and I was like that for 2 good years. So when I came to LA, it was just like culture shock, really. And finally you, like, seeing the people who were like numbers before, like real people, and coming up to you must be so crazy. Yeah, for sure. It was, I mean, I've been in LA for 1.5 years now, so I feel like I finally found my place here and I found my friends, so it's a lot easier now. I think that's what it is though in LA, is like as long as you find your good group of friends, then you're solid. But it takes a little bit of maneuvering and like shedding off the BS people, you know? So with YouTube, you also want to do your own fashion line, right? I do, yeah. How long has that been like in your like thought process and like thinking about it? I've always wanted to do that. Oh yeah? Since, like, because of your dad, because of my parents. It wasn't because of YouTube. Like YouTube just became like a platform where it allowed me to do that. And even when I started a YouTube channel and made fashion videos, it was just because I liked it. So I think it's very natural, this progression. Did you always know that you were like gonna get married young, or did you like as a young girl? No, I never. I guess it's not, is it young considered here? I think it is kind of still, right? I feel like it's kind of normal. I can see a lot of my friends getting married now. Oh, true, yeah. I don't know. I was never the type of girl that like daydreamed about my wedding. Not thinking about your gowns and stuff. Yeah, and even to this day, even though I'm engaged now, like I have not started planning my wedding whatsoever. Oh my gosh. No, I know it's bad. I'm not a planner. I just kind of go with the flow. Yeah. So, but that's why I need to hire a wedding planner, and that's why people like you exist in my life. Oh, were your parents always chill with you like having a boyfriend, like moving in, like as Asian parents? My parents would be so not down. Oh my gosh. No, they were not always chill. I think they only were chill when my dad like asked Leo, like, are you gonna marry my daughter? And my Leo was like, yeah, I love her very much. How early on was that in your relationship? No, that was pretty late though, like maybe 4 years in. But we were living together like up until like I moved to LA. Oh, you were? We were. Oh, okay. Yeah. Not officially anyway. Yeah. So. And has he like met her parents and everything like way before? Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. The first time Leo met my parents was actually at a fundraising dinner for Silver Lining, like my parents' organization. And my dad, we had a bunch of leftovers, like duck and whatnot, and it was like this stack of to-go food, and he handed it to like Leo, and we were in college and super broke at the time, so when we got free food we're like, hell yeah. And that's so good, especially Asian time. Especially Chinese food, it's so delicious. So you kind of knew it was like
from the onset, did you know he was like the one?
I did. Maybe like 2 years in, I was like, I really like him. I really don't see myself compatible with a lot of other people who understand me and him the way we do. Yeah, I kind of knew from the beginning, but so like the next 3 years, I'm like, hey Leah, what's up, huh? What's up?
So, and he also always like knew it from the beginning too, so you kind of just were like, just like waiting down, and then all of a sudden he like proposed to you.
Yeah.
Was it still out of the blue even though you like kind of knew?
No, because he sucks at surprises. So like the day of, and I was like, why is my cousin from the Bay Area here living with me right now? Why are and then like 2 of my close friends also here in LA. I'm like, why are they here? Why? And finally he cracked. Because I'm like, this makes no sense right now.
Oh, he must have been so shocked because he didn't even know either, even though like it was coming up. Okay, last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for making people happy and inspiring them to do things that make themselves happy. I know it's so cheesy and vague, but really that's it. Like the way I feel about my life right now, like the fact that I could make it here within 4 years just because I was like, well, screw what everyone says about me, you know? And I could find this joy. I want everybody else to kind of feel the same way.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.